Hey, what's up? My name's Alea. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to another video. So today we're going to be doing a bookstore vlog with a little book haul at the end, and basically I'm going to be showing you all the footage from when I went book shopping in Minnesota. So if you don't know, Peyton and I recently got married, and part of our honeymoon was going to Minnesota to see if we liked it or not, because we're trying to decide if we're going to do a cross-country move and move over there. And so part of figuring out if Minnesota's for us was I had to go book shopping, because I've heard that there's a lot of good bookstores over there. So I went with my friend Richie, and some of you have seen Richie because we've done lots of live shows and reading sprints and stuff together, and we went book shopping, and I went to like 6 different bookstores, and it was wonderful. And so I got a whole bunch of books. I found a whole bunch of books that I've never heard of before. We went to a few different indie bookstores. I went to a rare like used bookstore. It was really, really wonderful. So without any further ado, let's go book shopping. That is really funny. What'd you find? Oh, all kinds of cool stuff in here. Hello, so it is time to do the full book haul wrap up from when we were in Minnesota. So the first bookstore we went to is called Audmart, and Audmart really is one of my favorite stores. I think it's the best place that I went to in Minneapolis, and basically it's this really cool little shop where they have a bunch of weird stuff, and some of it is art, some of it is graphic novels. They have like the best graphic novel comic section I've ever seen in my life. It's absolutely amazing. They have a whole bunch of like local authors in there, and they have all kinds of different zines and like little middle grade graphic novels that were really cool, and comics that you can't find anymore because they're like almost out of print. Super cool. Everybody there was super nice. And they also have a whole bunch of different like funky Halloween displays and stuff that's like really weird. Like they had this one little display of the nightmare ponies, which I'm obsessed with, and basically it's like somebody took My Little Ponies and then like made them really creepy and weird, and I'm obsessed with that idea. I think it was so cool. There were so many fun stickers and prints and all kinds of things. So I have a whole bunch of fun stuff to show you from when we went to Audmart. So first off, I want to show you a couple little pins. So I got this cool little Audmart pin, if you can see that. And I also got one called I'll Be Back, and it's yellow and it's got sparkles and it's really, really cool. And then I also got a little art print while we were there, and I think this is really cool too. It's all these little like fuzzy gremlin looking guys. Way cool. I think there was like an indie artist who made this, and I think they're based out of Minnesota, so that's super cool. And then let's get into the graphic novel haul, because let me tell you something. I went to Minnesota thinking, whatever, like I'm just gonna go check it out. I'm not gonna like bring home a whole bunch of books. And then you know what? I had so many books that I had to like stuff all my clothes into one side of my like hard suitcase, and the whole other side was just packed with books, and it was packed so tight I could barely even get it zipped. I think I brought back like 15 books on the plane on more than one flight. Oh my god, it was a mess. Anyways, but let me show you the haul. So these are all the books that I got. And the first one I want to show you is called Lorna. So this is super cool. It's a little graphic novel. It's super, super short, but basically it's about this girl, Lorna, and she's in school and she is a killer. And she basically kills people who mess with her. And it's about her making a friend with another girl, and also taking out a guy who calls her ugly on a date, and she just kills him, as you do.
Stab, 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 sting, sting, sting! What are you doing? I'm squeezing lemon into your wound!
Anyways, it's really, really good. I read it when I was on the plane on the way home, and it's so fun. The art is really cool. I love this. It's so fun. And Lorna is such a good character. She kind of reminds me of Gertrude from the I Hate Fairyland graphic novels, and she's so literal about everything, and it's just so fun to watch her like make friends and like navigate the world, and she just doesn't give a shit about anything. Also, she really likes cats, and she has a cat in here, and that's really fun. The back says, Lorna's like any other girl. She loves cats, she's incredibly awkward, and she won't hesitate to pull a knife on those who displease her. My kind of gal. Anyways, I read the back of that and I was like, wow, me. Just kidding about the knife part. But, I do have cats, and I do have, female rage. So anyways, if you're into those things, this is for you. Next, we have a little graphic novel called Dodo that's super cute. It has a little dodo bird and a little girl on it. I think this one's middle grade, but it's really cool. I love the art. I like the colors too. It's very like pink, purple, yellow vibes, and I thought that was really fun. I'd never heard of this one before, and I haven't picked this one up just yet, but isn't that cool? Look at that little dodo bird. That's fun. The back says, 6-year-old Layla doesn't understand why she's been pulled out of school and away from the rest of her friends following her parents' separation. Now she spends most of her time observing the park next to her house. When Layla spots a mysterious bird, a dodo named Ralph, the two form an unlikely friendship until Ralph starts to cause trouble and Layla finds the chaos around her growing. While cleaning up Ralph's messes, Layla begins to understand the complexity of friendship, love, loss, and how to stand on her own. Isn't that so cute? I just love it. I just thought that was really fun. Look at them hanging out in the little park. What a vibe. What a trash can dodo bird vibe. Anyways, fun stuff. Next is another one that I think is middle grade. It's called The Balkanist Monster. I was so excited to see this because I saw this on Goodreads a while ago and I added it to my TBR, but I hadn't heard anybody that I know on YouTube like review it or anything, and I'd never seen a copy in person. And isn't this just the most stunning cover you've ever seen in your whole life. Oh my god, gorgeous. Anyways, I think this is about some kids who discover this like monster beast. Oh look, it's some dope stickers from Oddmart. I'm gonna show you these. What? Hello? Oddmart for the win. Fuck me up with Oddmart. I love it there. Anyways, the back says, Penny swears that when she was a little girl, a creature called the Bach Ness monster, half sea serpent, half chicken, saved her from drowning. Now, years later, she's about to move away to a new city, but before she goes, she needs the help of her best friends to go on a very important mission, which is seeing Bessie one more time. But in their quest to find Bessie and give Penny the send-off she deserves, the kids stumble onto a whole new problem. Cryptids are being kidnapped by an evil collector, and only Penny, Luke, and Kay can save them. Isn't that awesome? This reminds me a lot of, gosh, what was the name of that graphic novel that I read during Summerween? I'll put the cover up here. It was also about cryptids and this creepy collector guy who was trying to, like, abduct them and stuff. Oh my god, it was so good. Anyways, this reminds me a lot of that, and it's just really cute. Let me try and find a really good panel to show you about how cute this art is. Look at this. We love the colors. We love the critters. You know, love a color, love a critter. You know what I'm saying? But I really like these ones that have, like, this cast of characters with these kids and, like, the cryptid stuff. That's just right up my alley, and I love that. But I think it's mostly, like, a little adventure story about this chicken monster. Look at this chicken monster doing his chicken monster thing. We love to see it. Anyways, also, who's this guy? Hello? Love it. Very excited about that. Then I have this other one, also never heard of this before. It's called The Chromatic Fantasy. I recommended this in my fall book recs video, but this is about a character named Jules who's a trans man trapped in his life as a nun, and he ends up making a deal with the devil, who ends up being this really hot guy, Casper. And I think they have like a fun little queer romance, and we love to see it. You know what else we love to see? This little explicit 18 plus thing on the back. Isn't that so silly? Look at him kissing. It's cute. Anyways, love the gold sprayed edges. What a vibe. And then the art is absolutely stunning. And it's also very, like, explicitly spicy. So I'm going to try to show you scenes where people aren't flashing, you know, stuff. But it looks really fun. And I don't know why nobody's talking about this. I'm not sure what the deal is, but it's really beautiful. It's got kind of this, like, Alice in Wonderland art style with, like, you can kind of see here, like, the hearts and the red roses and all that stuff. Very cool. So I'm really excited to read this, especially because it's got queer rep, which is so fun. But the art in here, I mean, hello? Unreal. I love the color palette. It's beautiful. Stunning. Look at the spine. Shut up. You're amazing. Actually, Richie is the one who found this at the store, and I was so excited about it. And then next up, we have this strange little book. Now, I saw this, and I was like, whomst? But it's called Driven by Lemons, if you can see that on the side. And I think this is by, like, a local author in Minneapolis, but it's very strange. It's one of those books where, like, I've never seen anything like this before, and it kind of blew my mind and changed my brain chemistry, and so I kind of had to get it. And it's really kind of interesting. A lot of the pages look like this. Let me see if I can just do this and, like, kind of show you what I'm talking about. Isn't that cool? It almost looks like an ink sketch, like, sketchbook that somebody did. It's very strange. Some of it's kind of like graphic novel-y. I just really love it. I think it's so cool and weird and different, and I never would have considered, like, something like this being in, like, a published volume like this, and I think it's way cool. It's kind of like little comic strips and stuff. How dope is that? Like, what is this? I love it. I love it. I don't know what this is, but I love it. Next, we have another graphic novel. This one's very big. I also talked about this in my fall book recs video, but it's called When I Arrived at the Castle by Emily Carroll. Sapphic, little horror graphic novel moment. Bloody bathtub. Love her. It's between a vampire lady and a cat lady, and they have a sapphic relationship. I think it's very hate to love, mostly hate, Dracula retelling situation. Anyways, but Emily Carroll writes some really weird, like, spooky graphic novel stuff, and this is her newest volume, and I knew I had to get it. I've been wanting to read it, and I saw it there, and I was like, ooh, I have to have that in my hands, in my life. Hello. I'm trying not to flash anything inappropriate, but anyways, very spicy. I'm really excited about this. So those are all the things that I got from Oddmart. And now let's talk about the other place we went to, which is Moon Palace. So this is also in Minneapolis. It's also actually really close to Oddmart, which is really funny. And it's an indie bookstore, big, beautiful. They had a lot of really cool stuff. And I'm going to show you what I got from there. So one of the first things I saw when I walked in was a signed copy of Model Home by River Solomon. And I was like, I have to get this. So I think I'm going to pick this as a book club pick in 2025 to force myself to read it because I'm worried that I'm going to put it off. But I'm really excited about this. It's kind of a literary horror, I think, that has a lot of queer rep in it. It's about a haunted house. And I think there's also trans rep, and that's all I really want to know. I really want to go into this blind. I'm so excited about it. River Solomon is an author that I've been wanting to pick up for a really long time, and I'm just really intimidated by this author's work. I don't know what it is. I think it's just like, I know it's going to be really good, and the writing is going to like be maybe kind of dense and lyrical, and I think it's going to like, you know, burst my brain cells, which is all great, but I just have never picked them up, and I've heard so many good things, and I'm just like intimidated by the masterpiece. Anyways, but I'm super excited about this. And then I also grabbed a couple other spooky graphic novels. So I got The Accursed Vampire, and then I also got The Accursed Vampire, The Curse at Witch Camp. So these are ones that I recently read, you know, leading up to Halloween. And I really enjoyed them. I thought they were really cute. They're little like middle grade ones, and they're not like crazy complicated in terms of like plot and stuff. They're mostly just like cute and fun, and they have a really nice found family element to them, and I like that. And the art's just really cute, and I love a cute graphic novel. And they're also very like witchy, and there's a lot of different vampires in here. We're following this one main guy, Dragoslava, who is a vampire kid, and he has a curse put on him by this evil witch lady, and he ends up befriending some other young vampire kids, and they go on adventures together, and they also have to like run errands for the witch because he is basically like cursed to do her bidding. And the story kind of goes from there. They end up kind of creating this found family with some other adults that they meet along their adventures. There's also some really beautiful art in here like this. It's like big one-pagers, and I love that. I think The Curse at Witch Camp, I like the art a little bit more in the second volume, but it's really fun. I love the colors, and it's just really cute. It's a fun and fresh time if you're looking for something spooky. And this one's set at like a spooky, witchy summer camp, which is really fun, but it also just has, again, like a really fun setting with this like spooky little summer camp set at the lake and everything, but it's also really good for Halloween. So anyways, love Dragoslava. He's also just kind of like a little goober, and in this volume he's kind of struggling with like his friends are making other friends at the camp, and he's having a really hard time and kind of feeling like really lonely and stuff like that, trying to figure out like his place in the world and figure out what he's doing other than just like running around trying to avoid the witch who's after him all the time. Anyways, it's interesting. I'm curious to see if there's going to be more volumes in this or not, because I'm not totally sure, but isn't this cute? Look at them just like going their little camp and stuff. Anyways, fun stuff. This first one I think is set during Halloween, so this one has a little bit more of like the actual like spooky Halloween dressing up jack-o'-lantern energy, and this one is a little bit more summery, if that makes sense. So those are the main ones that I got. I also grabbed this other one from Moon Palace, and this one's really cool. It's a short story collection. It's called 50 Beasts to Break Your Heart, and this one is by Jenna Rose Nethercott, which is the author who wrote Thistlefoot. And I didn't realize that she had this new short story collection out, and all the stories are by her. And I'm currently reading this, and I'm really enjoying it, actually. The writing style is basically like my favorite kind of writing style for short stories, and each story is its own thing. Like, they don't interconnect at all, but they are ones where it's kind of more open-ended at the end, and you can kind of like create your own meaning out of it and like take whatever comes to you from the stories, if that makes sense. So I feel like some people might not like this if they are wanting short stories that are like, you know, really neat and like tie up with a bow at the end. Like these ones are a lot more open and you can kind of interpret what happened. But one of the first ones is about two teenage girls who work at this sinister roadside attraction called the Eternal Staircase, and they kind of have some sapphic elements to their relationship. And one of the girls gets like really fixated on the staircase, and people who work at the attraction say that you shouldn't like work longer than like a summer there because the staircase starts to make you go mad, and it will make you like want to walk all the way to the bottom, but there is no bottom, and people get really like weirdly fixated on it, and it's really strange, but it's really good. And then there's also another story in here about a brother and sister where the sister can't stop drowning, and so like if it's raining outside, she'll drown. If she's next to like a cup of water and you leave her for 5 minutes, you come back and she's drowning. It's very strange, and they don't know why it's happening. Like it didn't happen when she was a kid, and then all of a sudden as she got to be a teenager, she became known as like the drowning girl. And it's about her and her brother and kind of their relationship, and it's strange. There's a lot of stories in here that are all kind of strange, and some of them have kind of this like nature horror-y element to it, but they're all kind of like spooky stories, so I think they're really good for the fall. And a lot of them are kind of not based on fairy tales, but they have like that dark fairy tale vibe to them, if that makes sense. Anyways, I am really enjoying it. I don't know if it would be for everybody, but if you like spooky stories, I encourage you to check it out because I think it's good. And this author's writing style is just really beautiful and lyrical, and I really enjoy it. And also this cover with the goat girl and the skull and the flower. Hello? My friend Richie picked this up and was like, hey, have you seen this before? And I was like, no. Dead ass, I've never seen that in my life. Also, look at this. There's some like little pictures in here and stuff. How weird is that? I love that. But I feel like one thing with being in Minnesota that I really enjoyed was that I went to all these different bookstores, and I found so many books like this one that I'd never heard of before and never seen before. And it was really kind of an interesting vibe there. Like you can tell it has a really good like artistic energy. Like Minneapolis in particular is really big on like art and literature and theater and all these things that I really enjoy, and it was really cool to be in that kind of environment and to be in the big city where there's a lot of just stuff going on, and there's a lot of really good like artistic energy there, and it was just really cool to get to see things and see different books. And even like this other really strange book that I got, the where is it? This little weird thing. I have never seen anything like this before that's in a physically published volume, and it was so cool to just kind of think about that and think about like, oh wow, this kind of like expands the boundaries of what I thought was like possible for publishing, you know what I mean? Anyways, even if it's indie, I mean, this is still like a physical thing that people can like go into the store and hold in their hands, and that's so cool. Anyways, not to get on my creative soapbox, I'll get off of it now, but anyways, it was a really fun trip and I had a really good time. And then one of the other books that I bought this one at the airport. I don't even know how to pronounce this title. Taranglis? You tell me, I don't know. But I remember I was editing my last bookstore vlog for my birthday, and this one was in the vlog. Like it was on one of the shelves in Barnes & Noble, and I hadn't even like picked it up or looked at it. But this cover with this cat is unreal. And I was at the airport in Seattle waiting to catch my connecting flight, and I was like, this is really interesting. If you're ever in the Seattle airport, the Hudson's bookstore in there, top notch, unreal. Anyways, my favorite bookstore in SeaTac, because I'm sure you really wanted to know. Anyways, this book looks so good and so fun. Let me see, what is it about? Let me just read the synopsis to you. Iranian-American multimillionaires Ali and Homa have it all. A McMansion in the hills of LA, a microwavable snack empire, and 4 spirited daughters. There's Violet, the bright-hearted, aspiring model, Roxana, the chaotic influencer, Mina, the chronically online overachiever, and the impressionable health fanatic Haley. On the verge of landing their own reality TV show, the Milanis realize their deepest secrets are about to be dragged out into the open before the cameras start to roll. Each of the Milanis, even their aloof Persian cat, Pari, has something to hide, but the looming scrutiny of fame also threatens to bring the family closer than ever. Dramatic and biting, yet full of heart, Taranglis is a saga about high-functioning family dysfunction and the ever-present struggle to accept one's true self. Now, that sounds like something that I wouldn't normally go for because I'm not a huge fan of like the TV reality whatever, especially like the Kim Kardashian, brand of stuff. However, the writing style in this looked so fun, and I'm really excited about it. So let me see if I can find, honestly, I think it was this very beginning part that says a note to our viewers that made me want to get this. Or maybe it was just my flight-addled brain. But the beginning says, Tarangulas was not invented by any of us. We've used the word our whole lives, and it was used before us, and before that too. How do you introduce a people, a place? Tarangulas is, as my sister Roxy likes to say, a poor man too. I promised her. I promised her I would put that here. Or a portmanteau. 2 words mashed up, 2 worlds smashed together. I wrote a state report on California once, and did you know the name California comes from a 16th century Spanish novel involving a fictional island called California, populated by all black women with a pagan warrior queen named Khalifa in charge. Isn't that interesting? Anyways, it's just like this really funky, like long-ass poem that goes for like multiple pages, and it's written by one of the like rich girl sisters in the family. And that's just how it starts off, and it just like goes and goes and goes for like a whole bunch of lines. Anyways, I was intrigued by that, and then it goes into book 1, the show, and then it switches to a different sister, Roxana, and goes into like her POV talking about like zodiac signs and like curse energy. Anyways, and then something about Barbie. Anyways, there's something about this. Maybe it's the cat, maybe it's the sisters, maybe it's the funky poem. I don't know. But I'm intrigued, and I like the beginning, the way that it's written. It's doing something for my like creative writing major brain. It's like sparking something. The synapses are firing. Anyways, I need to stop filming soon and get some sleep because I'm getting weird. Anyways, I'm intrigued by this. So the other bookstore that we went to that was indie is Major & Quinn's, and I was really excited to go to Major & Quinn's because I heard that my fave author, CJ Lead, was doing a book tour, and she was going to be at Major & Quinn's like the week after I was there, and I will forever be butthurt that I did not get to see her in person and go to her book signing. Maybe next year, if she has another book come out and she still goes on tour and still hits Minneapolis, maybe I'll go back and get to see her in person. But I went to the front counter and I begged them very politely if I could pre-order a copy of CJ Lead's new book, American Rapture, and have her sign it for me when she was there. And guess what came in the mail? Oh my god. I'm so excited. So we're gonna unbox this together as friends because I want to show you. Oh my god, I need to stop. Don't show my address. Anyways, sorry editing me, you gotta bleep that out. Anyways, I need to show you this because we need to see American Rapture in its signed glory. So let me crack this open, and I need scissors because I'm probably gonna crack into this package like a raccoon if I don't. And let's open it up together, shall we? I'm so excited. You have absolutely no idea. Oh my god. I have not opened this, and it's been like a couple days because I wanted to open it with you because I thought it'd be fun in this little video. And I'm so freaking excited. I wish I could have been there to like talk to her because this is a book club pick, and we also read her last book, Mayflower, for book club, and it was so fun, and it was so dark, and it was so weird, and I'm so excited. I just am like hoping that she goes back to Minneapolis at some point because I need to see her. I need to meet her. She's so cool. I love her Instagram too. She posts all kinds of like weird spooky shit on there, and I'm here for it. She's such an icon. Okay. Let's see. Oh my god. Okay, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? I'm trying to show you and also not spoil it. Oh my god. Okay. This is her. Shut up. No, you shut up. Okay, this is just a piece of paper. But this, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's take a minute to appreciate the Majors and Quinn signed edition little sticker. Oh my god, it's in my hands. Look at this spine. Shut your mouth. It's so good. Flames. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh my god, there's a whole bunch of stuff in here. Shut up. Oh my god. This is so cool. Ugh. Okay, there's little receipts, but there's also like other little stuff. Shut your mouth. Oh my god, there's stickers. Oh my god. What is this? This is so cool. Oh, it's so weird. Is that cheese? It says, "Forgive me, Father." And it's like this really weird, like holographic sticker with like weird melty cheese and like a mouth on it. I think that's probably cheese, according to her Instagram inspo for this book. Oh my god, it says, "Welcome to Wisconsin. The end times are coming." Look at this. Oh my god, you guys shut your mouth. This is so fun. Okay, it's a little postcard. Look, how cool is that? Okay, and it has a bunch of little stuff on it. It has the farmhouse, Forest Inn, Hank's Cheese Fortress, the Dells, House on the Rock, and Holy Hill. I've heard her talk about this place in Wisconsin, House on the Rock. I actually went to Wisconsin really briefly when we were visiting Minneapolis. We actually ended up in Wisconsin by accident because we were just running around, like driving around, seeing some stuff. But it was chill. I didn't get to see very much, but if we go back, which I'm sure we will, I want to go to House on the Rock because CJ Lee talks about it all the time. Okay, let's see what else is in here. There's a whole bunch of really cool stuff. Okay, look, I have to show you this. Look. Oh my god. Okay, so I think these are little like character cards. Let's take a gander. How fun is this? Oh, and there's like little words on the back. Ooh, cool. Okay, so there's this guy, and then there's this lady. Also Rigby's here. And then there's these folks. This is very spooky. Oh my gosh, they're like tarot cards, dude. Oh, this is dope. How cool. And then there's the little dog. Okay, so this one says St. Burgess the Hellhound. Very cool. In the back said, "He growls low and steady, slobber dripping and pulling below him, but he takes one step toward my hand, lowers his face to it, and he sniffs." American Rapture. And there's a little QR code on here too. I wonder what that's for. That's super cool. Ooh, St. Helen the Seraph with a little kid. That's super spooky. The back says, "Some people spend their whole lives waiting for the moment the rules go out the window." Ooh, that's super spooky too. This is so funky. St. Ben the Light. The Valley of Horses. Interesting. It's our job to find hope wherever we can, especially when life is terrible and dark. It's our job to find the beauty in the light. Aww. So fun. Okay, this one says St. Cleo the Empress. Music heals, knowledge heals. When those fail, there's alcohol and chocolate. Oh my god. That's such a good line too. Hello? Bro, this is so cool. I didn't know it was going to come with all these little extras. I thought it was just going to be signed. Oh my god, look. It says Alea, American Rapture, keep it sinful. Oh my god. This is so dope, dude. You guys, look, isn't it so pretty? I'm obsessed. Oh, cute. It says, "To the librarians, the animal rescuers, every last rebel, and to my chupacabra forever and ever." Aww. How awesome, dude. How to recognize the last moments before the world ends. You won't. Oh. T. And it starts off with an emergency broadcast. And there's like, oh my god. Is this going to have little transcripts in it? Look, so it says this with the emergency broadcast. And then it has like the typed font. Like it's actually like recorded later. Oh my god. I am so excited about reading this for book club. You have absolutely no idea. Oh my god. Okay, so this is the book club pick for November. I'm telling you this right now. And for the live show, it's going to be me and Nat from Nerdy Nat Reads and Aaron from Aaron Megan. And we're going to be talking about American Rapture. So if you haven't joined the book club, I highly recommend that you go to the links in the description and check out the book club because we have an Instagram and we have a Discord. And I also post stuff about it on my community tab on YouTube sometimes too. So anyways, keep up with the book club. There's also a little highlight on the book club Instagram that shows all of the book club picks for the rest of the year. So you should check that out too if you're interested and you want to read American Rapture with us because I'm so freaking excited. Okay, let's get back to the rest of the haul. Some other things that I grabbed. So after we were done in Minneapolis, we went to this little town called Stillwater, Minnesota, and it's outside of Minneapolis, like 30 minutes. and it's really cute. When we were there was like an arts festival going on that we just happened to walk into, and it was really, really cool. They had a whole bunch of like little booths and stuff, and they also have an indie bookstore there. I think it's called Valley Books, and it was really super cute in there. I didn't get anything there because it was like towards the end of the trip, and I'd already bought all this other stuff, and I was like, wow, I'm way too deep into book buying on this trip, and we had to fly home, so I didn't get anything there. But there was this really cool other bookstore in town, and I forget what it's called. I'll put the name up right here, but it's also in Stillwater. It's very cute. It's a rare bookstore, and I was thinking, okay, this is going to be cool just to like run around and check it out. But I actually ended up buying a book there because I found something really cool, and I was like, I feel like this is a book, again, that I've never seen before and may never see again in person, and I just need to get it. And I'm not sure if it's out of print. I haven't really looked into like the backstory on this particular book, or this edition or anything, but it's called Peedle the Pack Rat and Other Desert Stories. Who is she? Peedle. Let's take a minute for her. What a queen. Listen, this is a book of Navajo Native American stories, and I thought it was so cool, and I had to get it. And it has all these really cool like pictures in it too. Like look at this. Look at this. Who is that? We love it. It's way cool. And I was reading some of the stories and I was like, this is genuinely so dope. And I want to read this. And I think it would be really, really fun to just go through and like snuggle up and read a bunch of Navajo stories. When I was in college, I took a Native American class from a professor who was like a native Idahoan guy, and he used to tell us a story at the beginning of every lecture that was like a Native American story, and we had to like do a homework assignment every day on like what we thought the story meant or like what it meant to us. And he would never really like explain it in terms of like, you know, he would never break it down and be like, this animal is a symbol of XYZ and it's trying to teach you this and that and the other. It was like you really had to like figure it out yourself. And sometimes we would ask him like, well, does it mean this? And he'd be like, no. And he just wouldn't elaborate. And that was just the way that it was. But anyways, this reminded me of him, and that was really fun, I thought. But anyways, this looks really interesting to me. A lot of them have different animals who talk and do different things. There's some coyote stories in here, which is really cool. Those are really common in Native stories, at least according to what my professor told us, and he would know. A lot of the ones that he told us about were like ones that were passed down from his family as well. So anyways, it sounds really fun, but I'm excited about this, and I have never heard of this. Again, one of those where I doubt I would ever find a copy of this like normally. Peedle the Pack Rat, man. She was calling to me, and I love the illustrations too. I just think it's absolutely beautiful, and I think it's also cool that they're like desert native stories too. That's really fun. I feel like I haven't read a lot of ones that are like set in the desert. So anyways, interesting. We'll see. I'll have to look more into this. Okay, the back looks like the illustrator was from Arizona, and he was part of the Navajo clan. But then it also looks like the author guy... Are you seeing this? Like maybe the author guy was white? I don't know. But it looks like, oh my gosh, you know what else is so funny? It's from Caldwell, Idaho. That's hilarious. I live in Idaho. Anyways, interesting that there's an Idaho connection there. That's fun. Wow, the more you know. Anyways, fun little thing that I found while we were in Minnesota. And then the last few books that I grabbed, I got from a Value Village in Minneapolis, and it was really cool there. They also had a lot of good books, and of course I found a little series, so I had to get it. And it's Historical Romances by Sophie Jordan, and I love her. She's one of my faves. So I got The Scandal of It All, and these are all in the Rogue Files series. So if you've read this series, let me know. But this one looks really cool to me. Let's read the back of these just for shits and giggles, because I haven't done it. I just saw Sophie Jordan and I was like, I haven't read that series and I'm going to get these. So the back says, it takes two to make a scandal. No way. What kind of woman ventures into London's most notorious pleasure club? An outsider like Gracilia, the Duchess, snubbed Snubbed. What? Snubbed time and again by society because of her Spanish roots. Ella longs to take a lover for a single wild night, and within the walls of Sodom. Sodom? Hello? There are gentlemen to suit every forbidden taste. Do they like women? Oh my god. If only she were not so drawn to the smoldering Lord Strickland, a dangerous man who sees beyond her mask and could ruin her reputation with a mere whisper. What do you mean, ruin her reputation, girl? You went there to get laid. Hello? Anyways, Lord Strickland never permitted himself to fantasize about the sultry off-limits lady, but then he never expected to find Ella in a place so wicked, looking for what he's only too happy to give, okay? She may not be to the ton's taste, but she suits him perfectly. T. First, however, he must convince her to trust in his dangerous desire and in the promise of forever unleashed by one wild scandalous night. Okay, so that's a whole synopsis about two people having a one-night stand. So what's the tea? What's the plot? This whole book cannot be one-night stand. Can you imagine if this whole thing was just a one-night stand sex scene? That would be the funniest thing I've ever read in my life. Anyways, I love how I open to a page and it immediately just says engagement. Okay, well that's not a one-night stand, queen. Interesting. Love these little headers with the little mask. Isn't that cool? Okay, that doesn't give me a lot to go on, but I do love the spicy scenes that Sophie Jordan writes, so that could be a mood. I like the little cover too. That's very fun. Isn't that so pretty? I like the little fabric behind her and stuff. Anyway, okay, the next one is called The Duke Effect, which is also in the Rogue Files. Shocker, I know. Isn't this fun? Okay, the back. Ooh, this is a long synopsis. Okay. It says, she can't care about love. Why not? Despite being surrounded by her happily wedded sisters, Nora prefers botany to ballrooms and would rather spend a lifetime in her laboratory than consider affairs of the heart. Ooh, love a girl who loves plants. It says, an expert herbalist, Nora has been masquerading as her late physician father for years. Okay, very Mulan. Dispensing invaluable medical advice. She corresponds with people all over the world, including an old army colonel. Ooh, wait, old? How old is he? But when the man shows up on her doorstep, he is nothing like she expected. He is a young, handsome heir to a dukedom who suddenly threatens everything she holds dear. What does the dukedom have to do with her plans? He only cares about duty. Constantine. His name is Constantine? Imagine going to your married sisters and being like, I have a crush. His name is Constantine. Oh my god, girl, get it together. Anyway, Constantine Sinclair arrives on the Langley doorstep in a desperate bid to save the woman who raised him. What? The Duchess of Birchwood, only to discover that the venerable doctor he expected is a bold and lovely charlatan. Furious at the deception, he vows to reveal her secrets. Determined to prove her skills, Nora promises to save the Duchess in exchange for Con, keeping her secret. His nickname is Con? That's not better. Con reluctantly agrees, and soon Nora's brilliant, headstrong ways are throwing his carefully controlled life into chaos. What happens when the rigid soldier begins to loosen his grip on his heart? Okay, I like the sound of her. I don't know if I like the sound of him. He goes by the name Con. I hate that with every fiber of my soul, but that's fine. Interesting. Okay. I feel like this is the kind of book where I just want to sit next to the fire this winter and read this little book. Again, with the little chapter, it's like a little bottle, like her little herbalist potions or whatever. How cute. Okay, next, The Virgin and the Rogue. We've heard this 700 times, but let's take a minute. It's still stunning. She's holding something in her hand and I cannot for the life of me figure out what that is. It looks kind of like a bottle. Listen, I know everybody's going to look at this shirtless man, but what is that? Is she trying to kill him? Let's find out. A love potion. Oh, just kidding. Charlotte has always been the prudent middle sister, so her family is not surprised when she makes the safe choice and agrees to wed her childhood sweetheart, okay? But when she finds herself under the weather and drinks a healing tonic, the potion provokes the most maddening desire for someone other than her betrothed. Ooh, love potion on the wrong guy, okay? With the power, Kingston's rake-hell ways are going to destroy him, and he's vowed to change. His stepbrother's remote estate is just the place for a reformed rogue to hide. So he's hiding so he doesn't bone down with all of society? Okay. That seems well-adjusted. The last thing he wants is to be surrounded by society, but when he gets stuck alone with a wallflower who's already betrothed, and she astonishes him with a fiery kiss. He forgets all about hiding. Oh my god, she went and kissed this rogue guy, T. To alter two destinies, although Charlotte appears meek, Kingston soon discovers there's a vixen inside yearning to break free. Unable to forget their illicit moment of passion, Kingston vows to relive the encounter, but Charlotte has sworn it will never happen again, no matter how earth-shattering it was. But will a devilish rogue tempt her to risk everything? Ooh, okay. Honestly, this sounds really good. I'm gonna be so for real. There's something about the, like, she took a love potion and then got down and dirty with the wrong man that's so good. Oh my god. Also, who gave her this potion? What witch was like, here girl, here's a healing potion. Just kidding. Tee. That feels like somebody was trying to mess with her. Or maybe they just gave her the wrong one by accident. That's actually even funnier. I don't know, but I like that synopsis. That sounds really good. If you've read this, let me know. Okay, we have 2 more in this series. We've got The Scot of Mine, a little Scottish moment, and we've got The Rake Gets Ravished, which I feel like I've seen this cover before. Sorry about the sticker placement. But I definitely feel like I've seen The Rake Gets Ravaged before. So this one's in the Rogue Files. This one's in the Duke Hunt series. So 2 different series, I guess, on this one. So let's see what this Scot of Mine one says. It says, a daring deception. Desperate to escape her vile fiancé,
These white men are dangerous.
Lady Clara devises a bold lie that she's pregnant with another man's child. Girl, that's your move? With her reputation in tatters, Clara flees to Scotland to live out her days in disgrace, resigned to her fate as a spinster until she claps eyes. What? On the powerful and wickedly handsome Laird Hunt McLaren. Wow, okay, she's the answer to his curse. Laird of an ancient clan, Hunt needs an heir, but he comes from a long line of men cursed to die before the birth of their firstborn. When the Duke of Attenbury approaches him with a proposition, marry his ruined sister, it seems the perfect solution. Even better, the defiant lass stirs him to his very soul. No escaping the truth. Except marriage cannot set them free. No matter how much Hunt desires her, no matter how much Clara burns for him, soon she is falling for her husband, but is love enough to end the curse? Or is the tragic history of the McLaren clan doomed to repeat itself? Okay, that's actually so good too. What the hell? Okay, also, quick little pet peeve. You know what I hate is when they have, like, Scottish romances where the guy has, like, no beard and, like, no body hair or, like, facial hair at all. I hate that. Where's our bearded clansmen? We want them. Anyways, wow, that's some tea. I love that she straight up was like, I'm pregnant with another man's kid to get out of that, like, bad fiancé situation. What a queen. What an icon. That sounds super good. Okay, these 2 sound like bangers in particular. Okay, this last one. Let's read it together. The Rake Gets Ravished. Ooh, gimme. Okay, the back says, the owner of London's most popular gaming hell, wealthy and powerful, Silas Masters, I love the name Silas, is feared by men and desired by women, except Mercy. When the Blackguard wins her family home in a game of cards, Mercy steals into Silas's rooms, intent on destroying the proof, but things don't go to plan. Ooh, tea. She would have her way with him. Ooh. Caught in the act, Mercy must be bold to save herself, even if it means seducing the dangerous rogue and then disappearing with the dawn debt voucher in hand. Safe at home and determined to settle back into her quiet, uneventful life, Mercy burns at the memory of her night spent ravishing the most compelling man she's ever met. Wait. So she seduced him so she could steal the papers so that she wouldn't end up losing her family home in this game of cards. That is absolutely unreal. So my question is, in this gaming hell thing they were in, was she the one who gambled it away, or did somebody else gamble it away and then she had to go get down and dirty to get the evidence back? Let's find out. He didn't see her coming. No one trifles with Silas. Shocker. Even if he could never forget the dark-haired seductress who undid him, he couldn't allow anyone to steal from him. He will hunt down the sultry woman who haunts his dreams and show her just how sweet payback can be. Okay, that also sounds really good. Obsessed with that. Also love how he's just like, I got ravished. Like, okay. King, I'm sure you could have been like, no. I'm sure you were like super like innocent in that whole encounter. But that sounds really good too. Okay. So those are all the books that I brought back from my various excursions. And those are all of the bookstores that I went to. If you are in the Minneapolis area, then I highly recommend that you check these out, especially Oddmart. Oh my god, it was so good. It was unreal. It was so fun in there. So anyways, if you like this video, make sure that you like and subscribe if you want to see some more bookish videos from me, and I will see you in another video very soon. Bye!